Welcome to Instant Discussions, episode 40. It's in the high 40s. Seven maybe.
That's my guess.
Probably 47. Could be 48, but
I
probably
prefer
47.
48, but whatever.
It's somewhere around there.
47 and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are discussing one of the movies called Dark Horse.
No superheroes in this one.
There are there superheroes? I was trying to look in the background.
There are plenty of superheroes.
Just listen.
Oh, okay. No, well, there's
Look, anyone can be a
It's
hero.
not about a superhero.
You can be a superhero. You're just a good person. This is the 2011 film Dark Horse. Now, to summarize the film, it is about a guy who is in a type of Arrested Development, as it says.
Say that.
Not the show.
Yeah.
It does say that in the Wikipedia article.
No,
How would you summarize this movie really quickly? Since you picked this
it's
one.
just, for me, it was just about the life of just a huge loser and, like, the reality of it.
All right.
That's why I enjoyed it.
The decisions he makes and the lessons
And the
he learns.
horrible
and
decision, like...
Yeah.
About it's kind of a coming of age almost.
It's a... yeah. Look, he's coming to realizations about himself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what
Loses
the
his
movie's
parents,
about.
hasn't dropped that, so he's like kind of coming of age.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So my first impression of this movie when I was watching it, so first they had a Jewish wedding, and then there's this loser guy, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Now he'll be an interesting character that'll be in this movie, but we're not gonna follow him because he's a oh wait, we're following him now.
I'm pretty sure that's
still
Jeff
on him.
Garland's son.
Is it?
No, it's not.
When I first saw him, I was like, is it Jeff Garland's
He did
son?
seem like he was related to Jeff Garland, but Jeff Garland is cooler.
Oh no, yeah, I hate his character.
His character's terrible.
I hate his character, but that's why I
I
enjoyed
agree with
watching
you on that.
him. It's like that's what you get for just being you.
It's interesting watching him. I would have preferred something played a little differently, maybe. He's unlikable. So it's got all these elements of he's not always in reality. He goes in and out, and sometimes it's difficult to tell for me which parts were actually happening and which parts weren't, because it kept going back in on that again.
Yeah, especially at the end, it was kind of like...
Yeah, and at the end you realize you've been inceptioned, and
Yeah.
you're in someone else's dream.
But only partly, though. I think
So-
there was only one thing that I questioned,
Well, that,
whether or not it was part of that coma, and I couldn't remember.
but then that kind of questions too of, well, were we always in his imaginations until we got to there, or were some of those...
Well, if we were, that
else's-
he's got a horrible imagination.
He's got a horrible
He's got
imagination,
a shitty, just like...
Yeah.
but that's what...
I took it for what it was because there was the car crash that they described to him.
Oh no, I know that was
Yeah.
part of it, but like
Okay.
just some of the stuff before that of which ones were his fantasies, but I'm sure they're all his fantasies, but it's just, you're not really sure what all was actually going on and what wasn't, but I don't really know if I really care.
I
in all of them.
didn't take most of the film to be very much in the land of his dreams. I took
Not a lot of it.
there was the coma and all that coma stuff
Yeah,
that was
all
like
the coma
obviously
stuff
shoved as
was there, so everything from the time when he pulled out of the...
yeah. And you heard
driveway.
the fire engine or something.
But he's also,
and then,
the way he talks to certain people, and sometimes when he's talking to, especially the secretary, she shows up a lot of times in his imagination throughout the film to give him guidance in certain places. She's there. And anytime he gets into her car, that's not actually happening. He doesn't actually go back to her place. So even when he's at the diner eating with her, I don't, looking back on it, I don't think she was there either. I think that was another one where he's...
Are you sure? Because she really is taking care of him.
I
like,
know.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah,
This
I was gonna say,
spreadsheet
I felt like that. I felt like
I thought that
too.
was...
So that's the
Might
way
have
that you
been-
don't know, because some of them are that way.
I think they were able to show the differences.
Yeah.
Just when she was just being kind of just like a motherly type.
There was,
But the
and
thing
then
is,
the
I-
one time where I thought it was, okay, that's probably is fake, and then that's when she's driving the red.
Yeah.
But that was right after he was having that conversation.
I would say because of all those things, I'm not sure exactly if those are real, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm not as, I don't care enough about it to really worry about it. It's just that I don't know if that was something they were trying to show in that. So,
and I think another interesting thing to think about is that the time where we know it's fake, like at least post afterwards, I think there were like differences in just like
there were differences in the way that the way that people were talking to him.
Yeah,
mostly.
And those differences weren't really there throughout the film and throughout most of it. So,
but that's the way that people should be talking to him too.
Yeah. That's the thing; they should have been talking to him like that since day one. Yeah, he wouldn't turn into such a pretentious douchebag.
I think if you are right and that there were more dream sequences, they really needed to have like, because in most films they have the clear like the edges are blurry or it's black and white or the camera's different. And,
I think it's maybe it's too subtle. Whatever they're doing. But then I don't know. So favorite parts of the movie. I always like when Christopher Walken isn't just playing himself.
Oh yeah. I was happy when I saw Christopher Walken. I was like, oh, cool.
First time I'm all like, he's just not making me instantly laugh at every given. Which like I appreciated.
Yeah, because you like seeing Christopher Walken do his Christopher Walken thing, but it's not special if that's all he does.
Yeah.
I've seen a few movies now. If you search out enough of them, every now and then you'll find one where he doesn't just do that.
Where he's not just guys. You gotta.
And he still talks in that way, but you know. It's a different type of character. He felt.
I'd love to hear his vocal work, like him doing impressions. That'd be fantastic. I need to look that up.
So let's see. It was interesting that he's in it, and it seems so. You've got some name in there, but and also Mia Farrow, Selma Blair. There are a few of them in there.
Oh, so
So you've got some names in there, but then you have the blurring out the Toys R Us logo.
Are you sure it's Toys R Us? It's blurred.
The toy store logo.
I just saw Jason Alexander. I'm like, what? Jason?
He was technically in it. Jason Alexander, Jerry Stiller.
Where did I miss him?
No, I like that because the scenes that they picked that they were watching from Seinfeld were directly relating to what was going on in their life because he was George Costanza, and it's fun putting that in there.
Yeah.
I just liked just when I like the things he did where I didn't like him. Like when he's walking through, like showing her the house, and he's like, "Here's my brother's room." And I was like, oh my God.
He's just a child.
And when he's outside and she's smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "Gotta tell you something," like all dramatic and like.
He's a kid.
I hate you so much. You're such a piece of shit.
He's a little kid. That's why they're collecting the toys and stuff. They're showing that, but and the way he's doing it, it's.
I just want to slap him the whole time.
And he used 200% and 1,000%. Definitely no concept of mathematics. But just,
don't forget to give 110%, guys.
Yeah, I always do. Just like Lou Ferrigno.
And regarding the name of this, I had to look up. I'd never heard the term Dark Horse.
You hadn't?
No, I had to look it up. I was like, oh, okay. That's
well, I think that's also where the comics company gets it from as well. And,
I did not look it up.
Oh, they explained it in the movie too, at least for
a little bit, but I
felt like there probably is a little bit more of it than.
Well, you could want to look up where the term comes from in history.
Extended.
All right.
I'll even write it down.
Well, we'll get to it. Remember the name of the movie. I've already got Dark Horse written down there at the top because that's the title of
the
this
one
film.
You remember.
But this one we'll remember.
Okay. Definition.
Whoa. High definition?
Definition. All right. So.
H definition.
It's not. All right. Worst, least favorite parts of the movie.
Let's see anything about
the main character.
Yeah, I was gonna say for you two, out of all I've been hearing, it's the main character, right?
I don't like.
See, but I like the main character because I hate him.
You like him because you don't like him. I do in some ways.
Did you feel for the character?
Part of me did feel for the character.
Now isn't that interesting?
I felt for him because
there's things
saw myself in him, of course, of being a terrible loser.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like I saw him.
I related to him in a lot of ways. I related. I'm just like sitting here listening to you guys badmouth. I'm like,
no, badmouthing myself the whole way.
That's part of the reason I liked it because the whole time I was watching it, I was like, why the fuck am I doing like this and that? Like I could be doing so much more. I have to stop.
Well, that's why you have the escapism. You like watching, Indiana Jones and James Bond. You're like,
he's
yeah, those guys, and you want to see yourself in that way. But then you see a guy that's just, all right.
This is like an allegory for America.
The first,
the
first bathroom he walks into in his house is full of mirrors, everywhere mirrors, ceiling mirrors. Like you see everything reflected on it.
Right. Yeah,
that's what I noticed is that he first went in there. So. I'm sure this isn't what they're going for in that, but that's the first thing they're showing. It's holding a giant mirror up to all the stupid losers watching this on instant watch on Netflix and being lazy and not accomplishing anything. And this thing held up a mirror to me and showed this terrible person. You're just looking at it and you're like,
That's what I liked about it. It like inspired me. Like it really did. I was like, I'm just gonna do this.
It inspires me to at least one thing in there, which they bring up constantly, of the just, you know what, you're worthless. You shouldn't be alive. That's the inspiration that this does. There's the Donnie Darko inspiration here again of, you know what, maybe life would be better if you weren't around. Yeah.
Oh, sure, man, thank you.
Was there anything you would want to change in this movie? Then
see, it was so weird that I couldn't really find anything to improve it. You know?
We've been talking about this.
I felt like the subject matter. I don't know. I felt like there was still something
that they didn't reach.
No, they didn't reach, and I can't. It's one of those things.
I know what you think.
I know that like they put so much time. Like I bet I could put as much time as them and probably not figure it out. But I feel like something's missing.
But I feel if they did, it would go a lot darker and just be depressing. I think it's just enough, like a little,
it's a really lighthearted way of looking at it.
Exactly. I think if they.
I guess I'm just so used to like wanting epic films and epic and just as like push it. Just if you're gonna do it, push it. And go
this was not epic.
So
it was just like real life.
Yeah.
It was to me.
It's real life, but getting to see into the
like a nice
the dreams in the imagination. You do get to delve into that. So it's not as simplistic as not doing
it just annoyed me that you had, successful brothers, parents, and drove around in an H2.
That was another reason it like totally reminded me of myself, because my brother's like a freaking computer engineer. He's just graduating from Carnegie Mellon.
Oh, really?
And like I'm a theater student artist that's trying to.
Well, let's delve into our own inadequacies also
later.
Okay.
Yes. Let's get to.
I'll write that down so we don't forget.
You're terrible.
We
suck.
Terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
All right. Ratings for this movie.
I like I said, I couldn't. I feel like I couldn't improve anything, but it still wasn't. It wasn't like epic, so I had to give it a 4. Even though I wanted to give it a 5 because I really enjoyed it.
Did you see this before? I can't remember. This is a blind, right?
No. I had seen it. I'd seen it a week before I picked it. I was like, this would be such a good thing to talk about.
It was, yeah. I think we'll get to that in the in-depth one. Talk about that more. It recommended this to me at
I don't remember what it recommended.
What, 3.5, I think?
Told me a 4.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around there. I think in discussing it more, I might come up more from it. But I'm at least when I first got done watching it, I think 3. Mm-hmm. But and that was even like maybe even less than a 3. Mm-hmm. But then in thinking about it more, I'm like, yeah, maybe. I think 3. 3 is a safe place for this one. It's got a lot of good stuff in it in thinking about it, but it's just the way that the character was played as his main character. Like I like seeing that kind of character, but the especially that one scene when he's proposing, I think just the way he's acting in that was a moment of just like, I want to stop watching you doing this right now. I want to turn this off.
I want to.
It's embarrassing to the point where it's unbearable.
I want to kill him and like just. Exactly. Oh God, you're such an idiot.
But not even embarrassing because that's also more than, I don't know.
Or I guess he's putting himself in his own situation and digging it further and further and further.
That's what. But it's the way he's saying it. The way he's saying which words. Not that he's getting into that situation because that I'm fine. It's kind of the way it was acted.
Like a super douchebag.
It just doesn't seem like it was. It doesn't seem like it was well acted in one sense. It seems like the performance I've seen in bad performances before of this, where he's definitely acting. However, I've seen people that annoy me so much now, I stay away from them because I don't like that type of person. But I've seen people that do act the same way that he acts, and that very hyper realized existence of that, and really full of themselves and sure of themselves when they shouldn't be in that way, and acting on that level, acting 1,000%. that kind of way. I stay away from those people so I don't see it as believable, but I have seen that kind of thing. So that was the thing. That was the thing that bugged me and kept it at a 3 because I wanted someone else, someone like Jeff Garland, like seeing him in that role.
If he wasn't like that.
Yeah. If he was a more subtle person.
Do you think that really would have made that? Do you think it would have made it a better film?
It would have at least given it a 4 for me. It would have made it better for me. I would have
because I think a lot of the conflict would have been.
No. I think
it's the way he deals with reality.
I think he completely gets the same conflict. I'm saying just the way the lines were delivered in those ways.
Oh, it's the acting.
Yes, the acting, the way it's delivered.
Not the character.
No, not the character. The character is fine.
I think he was going for the character. I think it was all specific.
I think he's.
I think it was all acted well. Like this is what the actor intended.
Well, I'm just saying it reminded me of bad performances.
Okay.
So
I never got that. I would actually that would have been one of my good points is that this is good acting.
It's been one of the performances I've gotten out of people that have been similar to this, and I've just not liked it. And every time the camera went away from him, it seemed like nothing was going on. I'll get into this in
I guess as you can tell, I'm more on board with Tony here, and I'm on the 4, kind of leaning a little bit more towards 5. It's just there's something missing, and that's what. And it might just be the epicness. I'm not sure, that I wanted it to be pushed further. I don't know, but it might have been something else as well. But yeah, I stood at a 4. With this.
I still think this is a good Christmas pick because
I forgot that was a Christmas.
No, it does involve Christmas in this
and
because
family.
He dies on February 7th. After the coma, he was in the coma for 2 months. That means he went into the coma on December 7th, approximately. So he was in the coma during the holiday season.
Exactly why I chose
yes, because it does take place during the holidays.
Although they're Jewish, so
technically, it takes place over Hanukkah as well.
And as we've learned, dates are really important.
Dates are really important. So he was specifically.
I wanted to slap him. He's like.
He was specifically
just pretending he knows all this shit. Which doesn't mean anything. It's like what the?
He's like, oh yeah, well we met on.
And he's downing his. Okay, I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna continue. All right, for next week, I'm gonna continue in the vein of these Christmas movies.
Okay.
And pick one that is a classic. I'm sure you've both seen it. I don't know how recently you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's gonna surprise me. Now the thing is, there's a lot of Christmas movies on Netflix. They don't have a Christmas section because a lot of the ones they have on there are terrible.
Their Christmas selection isn't all that.
It's not that amazing because the stuff that's on there isn't good. The best thing on there, I think, is probably Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep.
But I'm not going to talk about that one. It is on there, so you can watch it. It's great. But we don't.
Tony's like, I want to pick that.
Look, we can do a special episode about that one, but we can. That one we can go in depth.
Because we don't have a special Christmas thing like we did for Halloween yet.
I want to pick one that at least is a little older, maybe some people haven't seen. So I'm going with one of my favorite Christmas movies of Trading Places.
Oh, that's on there?
Trading Places, yes. It's absolutely on there.
That's Eddie Murphy,
is that the old one? Yeah, with...
Yeah, and I can't remember his name. Dan Aykroyd?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trading Places.
Good movie.
I bet $1.
We'll get to that next week. Yeah. We'll get to our bets next week.
Okay. No, we can't bet now, and then...
No, we're not gonna bet now. Let's consolidate everything into that episode. This is a different episode.
I'll put down $1 and bet on what the other two rated.
If you want to buy some toys and open the boxes and try to return them, then sure, we can do that. If you got any receipts,
everybody has a receipt.
Everybody has a receipt. All right, so let's.
God, I love that. I love that.
So good.
All right,
that symbolism. That was so good.
Wait till we finish this episode. Let's not bore all these people who don't want to watch the long episodes.
Well, wait, are we done? Are we done with our?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be done because we got to say thank you for watching this episode. And if you want to hear us talk more in depth, and we're gonna really get into this, then keep listening to the podcast or watch the extended version.
Yeah.
Netflix is not searching well, so I was going to confirm this stuff for you. But, all right, Trading Places is next week.
It's Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.